What is up, everyone? Thank you for taking the time to check out this video. If it is live, awesome. If it's the replay, awesome. Thank you for your time. Scott Brandt coming to you from Colorado Springs on this beautiful Sunday evening, almost Monday morning and whatnot. And man, there was something that really struck kind of a chord tonight. And so through the 3-day training that I went through the last 3 days, that didn't happen today, there was an individual that had spoken in regards with, if you want great customers, or if you want great students, if you want great clients, if you want great whatever, then you've got to become a great whatever that is. So if you want great clients, you've got to become a great client. If you want great students, you've got to become a great student. So you can't go around and hope for things to take place, hope for other people to be what you want them to be or what you're desiring them to be, if you don't even do the same thing. And so what kind of brought this up was I was scrolling through social media, and today was the NBA Finals, Game 6. The Lakers won it. Congratulations. But it's funny because as I'm scrolling through social media and I'm looking at people like celebrating, yeah, look, the Lakers won championship. Oh, bringing back the title to LA. This and that. People were posting like MVP for LeBron James, showing stats and whatnot. I'm thinking, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, if we would take the same effort and energy of celebrating things that we didn't have an impact in, as fans, we don't play in the game. But you got people that are so passionate, so driven, that they end up impacting their health because they're so driven. So my question is, because you're celebrating, you're sharing this information with other people, is LeBron James going to come to you and say, hey, thanks for sharing this information with people. Thanks for letting people know what I did. It's great. He's a great player and whatnot. But is he going to come to you and personally say, hey, thanks for sharing that. Thanks for getting that information out. So I looked at it and I was like, man, if we would take that same energy and effort that we go and put this out to celebrate people that we don't know, people that we may never know, people that we may never get the time or the ability to speak with, what if we did that with people that we know? Your friends that are building a business, your friends that are building a YouTube channel, your friends that are building and writing a book, your friends that are putting and producing a podcast. And what if we took that same passion, same energy that we're celebrating somebody else, we're celebrating another entity that we had no impact on? What if we flipped that and did that for our friends that are doing big things? Imagine the power of just sharing that information with somebody else, sharing that information, the celebration of your friend doing something big that your circle of influence that your friend may not know could potentially benefit because you put that out, that energy, and you're excited to see them doing big shit. And you're excited for them going after their dreams. And imagine the impact that would have for our small business, our friends, our community, if we took the same energy and passion that we put forth to, I don't know, celebrate a championship that you had no impact on. And you did that with your friends. You did that with people that you know. Think about that. And so it goes back to the saying that I brought up earlier. If you want great friendships, become a great friend. If you want to have a successful business, Become somebody that celebrates the wins of others. Celebrate what people are doing. Share what people are doing. It doesn't take much effort. If somebody posts something on social media, share that. Share that so people can see what's going on. So there are a couple things that I've posted in regards to the show description. Now I'm on podcasts and whatnot. What's up, Mike? What's up, Jansen? Hopefully everything's going well for you guys. But there's 3 things that I posted in the description, the notes, whatever you want to call it for this live. One's for a good friend of mine, Garrett Goggins. He is in the process right now working on building his mindset coaching business, and he's launched some merch. And so I've tagged that in this description here. So if you want to go check it out, go click on that. Go support Garrett. I also had posted a good friend of mine, Danielle McCarthy. She recently launched a podcast. This past week, she launched 5 episodes. She did an episode a day. And going forward, she's going to do 1 episode a week. That's in there. Go take a look. Go listen to see what she's doing. And if you find value in what she's bringing and sharing in her podcast, rate it, review it, share it with other people that you know could benefit from what she's speaking on, from the value that she's giving out. And that's the biggest way that we're going to grow these different things. Word of mouth is powerful. But guess what? You have the impact to really drive traffic. Rate, review, share, like everything that you need to. If it's something that you know somebody could benefit from, share that with somebody. Because the more value that we can give somebody, the more information we can help somebody else out with, it is a very beautiful thing. And think about it. You do that, a lot of times you're going to get that back. So if you have a dream, if you have something that you're working on, you're building, guess what? That support that you're pouring out to other people, you're going to get it back. Just something to think about. And then the other last thing that I have in there that's in the notes here, the description for the live, is a good friend of mine, Leo Nunez. He had done a video talking about a challenge that was very near and dear to his heart. And so he started this nonprofit challenge. And that's in the notes too. You can click on that, go check out his video. I've done that twice. I did it typing some stuff up. I challenged 3 people, and then I got called out on it to challenge it. So I went and did a video on that. And so it's just simple things, but it just really makes me think and wonder and really kind of question, if we say we're somebody's friend, if we're excited about somebody's wins, if we're excited to see somebody doing something, going after their dreams, why are we not going out there to share it with people? And I do a pretty good job. Sometimes end up slacking. Sometimes life gets in the way. No excuses and whatnot. But it's so simple. Like if you know somebody and they're doing something big, you can give a word of encouragement. Share what's going on. Because maybe it's not something for you, but you have somebody that you know that could benefit from it. And this was another thing too, is what value are you providing somebody else? When it comes to your business that you're building, the products that you have, if somebody doesn't get involved and become a client of yours, doesn't utilize your products that you have, your service that you're providing, are they still walking away from a conversation that they've had with you and still getting value from that? Are they sitting down and talking to you and still walking away with getting value from whatever it is? You've got to do a deep dive. You got to look at it. And sometimes this is not easy because this is forcing you to get out of your own way. Take the spotlight off of yourself and put the spotlight on somebody else. But that's tough because sometimes your ego wants to get in the way. And so today I had my coaching class. So that's something that I'm going through, getting my certificate for life coaching through the Journey Intensive. And it's beautiful to start seeing different things that I can implement in my own life. When I'm talking to people, there's tools, there's skills that I'm gathering that I can share with other people and whatnot. And it's a beautiful thing to start finding different ways to invest in myself that I can turn around and give to somebody else. I can have a tool, a skill that I can share with somebody else. It's very simple. But today we were talking about containers, and containers is your life. And are you at a point right now with the container that you're in that there's cracks in your container? And this could be, do you have a job that you don't enjoy? Do you have a job that you don't enjoy and it's sucking the life out of you? You're potentially having a crack in your container that growth is not taking place. Is there a relationship that you're in that is not prompting growth? There's another crack that's not allowing growth to occur. And so you've got to look and see what you need to do to adjust your container, to rebuild your container. And that's up to you. Like, the cracks are going to be different for everybody else. Everybody's going to look at these cracks, and it's going to be different for everybody else. But the thing that we have to be mindful about is life right now. Are you showing up as your pseudo self or your true self? Are you in a relationship and you're not true to yourself? So you're your pseudo self. You're not being true to yourself, being true to that person, and giving your full in that relationship because you're coming up and showing up and being a fake person. You're not true to yourself. What would life look like for you if you were actually real, authentic, and coming to the table unscripted? And that's something that Patrick and I talk about a lot of times, is showing up, being true to yourself, showing up unscripted. Too many people want to come into life and be scripted. We live by these ideas, these programmings, this paradigm that's been forced onto us, and it's not true to us. And so we're showing up scripted because there's something else that's running, controlling our thoughts, our mindset, how we interact with people. And that's a tough thing, because if you start showing up in life unscripted, you've got to challenge the status quo. You've got to challenge your old beliefs, your old belief system. You've got to challenge that. But that's scary, because if you challenge it and you start looking and you start questioning and it doesn't fit you, now you've got to make adjustments. But guess what? You are in this little box, this comfort zone that you've grown accustomed to. And it's scary because you don't know what's on the other side of that boundary that you have when it comes to your comfort zone. You've got to push that. You've got to push past it. You've got to question your beliefs, because there are things that are spoken that doesn't fit who you are, but you're holding on to it nice and tight because it's comfortable, and people love comfort. But to live your true, authentic, and be true to yourself and be unscripted, sometimes you got to knock down these paradigms that don't fit you. But that's scary, because you're like, oh shit. Now there's things that have been said that don't fit me, but I don't know what to do. And so it was interesting, because John was talking in regards that there's 4 cycles that we go through in life. One is to me. Life is happening to me. Something's taking place, and we don't want to take responsibility. We're allowing everything else to dictate what's going on. So it's happening to me, and you're powerless. You don't have your power. Next one is by me. So it's a little bit better. He said, this is kind of like, fuck you, I'm going to do everything on my own. I don't need any help. But I've talked about this, that you are only one person. You can only do so much by yourself. What's going to limit you is your beliefs, your stories that you're telling yourself, your experience. And that's why it's important to understand and look at the people that you're surrounding yourself with. Because as humans, we're social creatures. But you've got to work, and if you want to get better, you've got to surround yourself with people that are doing more than you. And you got to get to the point where you go and you're the lowest man on the totem pole. You're growing, you're learning from other people. And so that's actually interesting, because Pete yesterday during the conversation, he talked in regards with investments in ourselves. A lot of people don't do that. We don't invest in ourselves because we think we know everything. We think we're at the top of the mountain. We don't need to invest in ourselves. You're either growing or you're dying. And how do you want life to be? Do you want to be stagnant, end up, it said before that at the age of 25, person dies one time, and then when they pass away, they die twice. So are you one that likes the status quo, accepts it, don't want to grow? Or are you pushing yourself, or are you challenging yourself to grow, become a different person, to elevate what you're doing, surrounding yourself with people that are going to push you? Or are you scared to show up and say, I don't know everything? I know I'm going to be judged. So how do I want to show up? It's just, I don't know, stuff that really resonates with me. But it's just, with a lot of this stuff, people have to want to do the work. It's not easy, but it's well worth it. If you really want to make the change, really want to do something big, do something different and whatnot. And then you have for me. Life is happening for me. So something's taking place for me. So it's looking at things differently. And the last part of this is it's happening. Life is happening through me. So I am a catalyst that life is taking place. Life is happening through me because I'm a catalyst. I'm driving change. I'm being that agent of change to do whatever. And so it's just one of those things. But if you're catching this video at the end, I don't know if you jump on there, you fast forward, whatever it is. Like I said, the what really started this, and as I titled this, was who are you supporting? And so you go look at social media, go scroll through social media. You'll see a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, the Lakers are championship. The Lakers are champions. LeBron James MVP. Look at what LeBron James did. That's great, but like I said, is he going to come back to you and say, "Hey, thank you for that support. It really helped me out"? He probably could care less. But it goes into play with who do you know that you can support and cheer on the wins of your friends, of your family members, of your closest people that are doing big things. Because ultimately, word of mouth is what drives everything. And so, like I said, I've got 3 different things that I've tagged, 3 different individuals that are good friends of mine, and just want to share what they're doing to get it out here so people can go check it out, see what's going on. So the first person I tagged was Garrett Goggins, working on his mindset coaching business. He's got his merch that he's launched. Go click on that. You'll go check out the merch. It's great merch. Then you have Danielle McCarthy that this past week launched her podcast. For the first week, she did 5 episodes back to back, so an episode a day. And then she has it set up where every week a new episode will be launched. And if you get information from that, if you get value from that podcast, share it with people. There's other people that needs to hear that message. And so you know people that Danielle may not know. And what happens is through knowing these people, you can impact these people by sharing this message, sharing what she's talking about. And then the last person was Leo Nunes. What he's doing, his heart, his drive, because he's got friends that have been impacted because of what's going on, nonprofits closing. His heart is to share this message with people, challenge people to go support the community, support these businesses that really help other people out and really survive on the support that they receive. So share the information with people. Share it. It doesn't hurt. If it's something that you want to, that resonates with you, then jump on it. Do what you need to. But if you want great clients, become a great client. If you want great customers, become a great customer. If you want great friends, become a great friend. It's not that hard. Sometimes we just got to get out of our own way. And like I always say, if there's anything on your heart, anything in your mind, anything in your spirit that you want to go after, that you are excited about, but you just don't feel like there's people there that are going to support you, really lift you up and want to help you out, send me a private message. Reach out. Love to hear what you're doing. Love to hear what's driving you, and see what may be holding you back. What help do you need? What assistance do you need? Who do you need to be connected with? Because that's ultimately, for us to do big things, it's through the connection pieces. It's the people that we know, the people that we can help other people get connected with. So, like I said, reach out to me if you have anything. Any aha moments that you received from this video, share them. Would love to hear what really resonates with you. Like I always say, if there's something that maybe I missed and that it's a little bit different with your perspective and whatnot, share that. I would love to hear what your perspective is. What's going on in your mind? What are you thinking about? I would love to hear that, because I truly enjoy seeing, listening, hearing the perspectives from others, seeing what I may be missing out on. What part am I not seeing? So would love to see that, though. But thank you guys for your time. I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your nights. Hopefully you guys have a great week. Just be mindful about getting up. What thoughts are you stacking? Are you starting with a negative thought and then you're just stacking negative thoughts? Are you starting with a positive thought and are you stacking the positive thoughts? So where the focus goes is where the energy goes. So other than that, I love you guys. I'll catch you guys later. All right. Peace.